Morning, America. How we doing today? We got 0 people. There's 1 people. All right, we got 1 people so far. Tripod moved out here. Still too low. A little bit longer. There we go. All right, we got change of plans, sort of. A little bit. Rethinking things. And how many people we got up here? Well, we got 5 people. All right, let's see. Let's where everybody's from. Michigan, yeah, David from Michigan. Irvin from Virginia. Ralph doesn't know where he's from. Morning, Ralph. Oh, North Carolina, Missouri. I got off the phone with somebody in North Carolina. Good morning from Kentucky, Utah, Arizona, Missouri, Ohio, Iowa. Julia, I don't know what that means. Let's see, what's up, Randall? Pride Man, Zena. Let's work on the schoolie. Yay. Okay. Yeah, I got some new plans. Look at right here. Windows. Right there. Look at right here. Windows right there. All the windows are out. Changed the plan yesterday. After I got off the live stream, I called a friend of mine, Rick. He's with the Bluebird. Rick's got a Bluebird just like this one. His is a 99, I believe. I think it's a 99 Bluebird school bus that he has all done up. He's been living in it for about 4 years now, and he's getting ready to pack up and head to Thailand. He's going to go back to Thailand. When I first met him, he was spending about 6 months in America and about 6 months down in Thailand, back and forth, you know. And because of the COVID shit and everything, he couldn't travel for the last several years. Well, they finally lifted the restrictions and he can go to Thailand now. So here in another month or 2, something like that, he's getting ready to head to Thailand. And he said he's going to go down there for a year, maybe even 2 years. So in the process of going down there for that long, he thought, well, I'll go ahead and sell the school bus, or his schoolie. So his schoolie's for sale. If you're interested, leave me an email and I'll get you in contact with him. If you want, you can just go straight to Facebook Marketplace in the Miami area. So change your town to the Miami area and look up Schoolies, and I'm sure you'll find it. It's all blue. I think it's got some white stripes on it. It's a blue bus with some white stripes. And it's for sale, and you can get with him on that. If you can't find it on Facebook, send me an email, and I'll get you in touch with him. But he's got a 34-foot cab over or flat nose design, just like this one. And anyway, I called him and got to talking to him, you know, getting advice from him about how he built his and whatnot. And he said he was watching the live stream, and he says, yeah, that floor, that looks good. Leave it in there. Don't tear that up. Leave that in there just fine. He said, we got that plywood looks brand new, which it is. It's only a few years old. We put it in right before COVID hit. I guess in 2019, I'm guessing. The church took the seats out and took the flooring out, put new flooring in, and remounted the seats. And I can tell that because some of the seats had different bolts in them. You know, like when they were taking them out the first time, they might have twisted them. There he is. That's Blue behind me. Come here, Blue. Come here. Where you at? Come here. That's old Blue. Come here. Come here, Blue. Come here. What you doing? Huh? Yeah, you're wet. Oh. Blue, you went and got in the water. Oh, you stinky. Wet dog stink. Stinky wet dog. Yeah. No, I ain't petting you now. No, I petted you earlier when you were dry. I ain't touching you no more. Go away. You stink. He's a pup. He's only about 6 months old and male. And he's an Australian Shepherd, a Merle. I'll flip you around. You can see him over here now. There he is. He's a Merle, Australian Shepherd. And that's my neighbor's dog. They come over and visit every now and again. They got 3 dogs. He's got a big St. Bernard in Texas heat. Poor dog. Anyway, so they got St. Bernard, and every summer they shave him down, just like they would a poodle or something. They shave him down, and he gets along fine. He just slobbers on everything, being a St. Bernard. They got another dog. It's a I don't know the breed. I've never heard of the breed before. It's a hunting dog, and it's for tracking down deer. He shot a deer one year. He's after something. Oh, rabbit's out there in the field. He shot a deer one year and didn't make a good kill, and the deer run off, and they couldn't find it. And you know, he said, man, I hated that. He killed a deer. You know, injured it enough it would die later on, and we couldn't find it and all that. And so he said he went out and bought this tracking dog, and I don't know, I've never even heard of the breed before. It kind of looks like a Weimaraner. A Weimaraner is I think a bird hunting dog. It kind of looks like that, but it's not. I don't know what breed it is. And then of course they got that Australian Shepherd there. So anyway, where was I at? Talking to Rick about the floor. He says, leave that floor. I said, well, don't you think I need to take that up and put foam insulation under it? He says, no. He says, you already said you're going to try to travel and chase 70-degree weather. I've decided to not take the ceiling out and just leave the fiberglass batting insulation in there. And what? Did you catch that rabbit? Did you catch a rabbit? No? No rabbit? Okay. You want me to pet you? Okay, I'll pet your head. Your head's dry. I'll pet your head. The rest of you soaking wet. I went down to the pond, apparently, got soaking wet, so yeah, here he is. But anyway, I was talking to Rick, and he says, yeah, just leave that foam that fiberglass bat insulation in there. Saves you a lot of work on that ceiling, and lots of work and lots of time. He says, if you were going to go live in Canada in the winter or something, yeah, I'd say take it all apart and put foam insulation in it and everything, and insulate it really well. But you're not going to be going to those. He says, what's in there is good enough for what you're going to be doing, and he said that floor looks great, and it's a pain in the butt to get it up, and then you got to put it down and re-glue it all back down. He says, no, just leave it. So what I did, I pulled the rubber mat. I pulled it back until I got to the next seam, and it's brand new plywood, but it's sticky. They use, I guess, contact cement to glue that down. And as I pulled the mat up, it's just real sticky. And I didn't want to walk on that and get a bunch of dirt and everything on it. And now it's not level anymore. It's just, coated up. So I threw the mat back down, and the one board that I pulled up, it's sitting right over there. I cut the rubber mat off at that point. Okay, I'm not going to mess with the floor right now. I don't want to pull the mat up with all that glue on there until I'm ready to put the laminated flooring down. Okay, and I was going to use this stuff that I use in the van. It's Lifestyles or something like that. Lifestyles brand wood flooring. And Rick was like, no, get that better stuff, that vinyl. It's Life Proof, I think, or something like that. Life Proof vinyl flooring or something like that. He says so much better stuff, and it's completely waterproof. It's vinyl; it can't get hurt. If you spill water on it or something like that, it can't go bad. Okay, so I'm still up in the air on doing that. But he was trying to talk me into leaving all the windows, and I really don't want to leave the windows in it. I want to take the windows that I won't be using, the windows that will be behind the shower, behind the closet, behind the kitchen area where the kitchen and the backsplash. I don't want windows back there. Okay, let's go over to the bus and I'll show you why. So here we go, here's the steps, and I cleaned this up a little bit yesterday, cleaned it up a little bit. I still need to work on this, get some more of that rust off of there. Oop, there's a screw right there I need to cut off. But it's rusty in this area because the door, when they close the door, When you close the door and you're not in the bus, let me turn around so I can see what we're seeing here. When you close the door, they just do that right there, okay? It's not actually latched, okay? You see, it's not completely closed. If you close it all the way, that latches and then you can't get back in, okay? So what the people will do is just close it to about right there. Well, you get a real hard driving rain. Rain comes in here and gets the wet here and it soaks in underneath the plywood. And it made this rusty and all that, you know, kind of run around over through there. So, so anyway, this is kind of rusty here, but I can clean it up. It's got a little hole right there, and I've got drill holes for where screws are in there. But I'm gonna clean that up a little bit better, and then I'm gonna treat it with that black paint stuff that I have. It's meant for going over rust like that. But as you can see here, the windows, let's just use this window here as an example. Set it up, turn you around. There we go. All right, so here's the window, okay? There's screws right here. You take these screws with these little disc washers, they come off of there, and then the windows just fall out. You pull the window out from the inside, you pull them inward to take the window out, all right? All right, so what happens if, I'll set you over here, I'm gonna get you a little taller. There we go. All right, so what happens if, here's the bed, and about right here, the closet is built right here. This window right here, where this window is, it's covered with plywood and, you know, the whole bus thing, you know, I mean, the inner building, you know, the walls and everything, and it's all here. What happens if this window gets broken on the outside? I mean, it's a low chance, but what if? What if some, Billy, what do you got? You're just being a pest today. You are. You're just being a pest. All right, so what happens if that window gets busted? It could be from, I don't know, hail. Probably not hail, so it's, you know, really you have to be a driving rain. But let's just say somebody mischief comes along and breaks your window, just to be mean, you know? I mean, there's people like that. So what if somehow, however it happens, that window gets broken? You can't take this out because this is all built over, okay? So you can't take the window out. How do you replace that window? You know, it's just, so I thought, well, just get rid of the window. So put a sheet metal. Now, what I thought about doing, I hope you guys can hear me. It's not too echoey in here. But what I was thinking is, out here, let me show you. Out here, well, we're gonna have to pull it. I was wanting to put sheet metal across here, okay? Let's see. This window is gonna be a glass window, okay? So this would be covered, these two would be covered with sheet metal. This would be a glass window. And then from here, all the way to here is sheet metal, okay? The front three windows on each side for the living room area would be very well lit and bright. So you're sitting on your recliner. So I'm sitting on a recliner right here watching TV and the windows are right there. The curtains are open and I can see the mountains and the view and whatever, okay? And so that will be a lot of windows up there in the living room. About right here, the kitchen starts. Well, actually, about right here, the kitchen counter starts. Comes back to about here, and then there's the toilet area on this side. The other side will be the shower. And then there's gonna be some closet space, and then from here back to about right here is the bed area. And then there's a wall's gonna be here. From there back is gonna be the garage, or storage. The storage nook, let's call it. I call it the garage, all right? Well, to do that, I see on YouTube all these guys take these buses apart and they drill all these rivets out, okay? All these rivets out. There's enough just on these, okay? But look at this road right here. Let me turn you around. Look at this road right here. Okay, we go right here. Let's start right here. I'm gonna have to take this rivet out. That's the first rivet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. All of those rivets have to come out. So we're at 100 rivets just on this one rail, not counting 2, 4, 6 on every one of these posts to release that up there. So that can bend out so the sheet metal can go up underneath it. So that's 100, and then 2, 4, 6, it'd be 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. I lost track. But you get the idea. There's 200 rivets on each side. And these rivets aren't pop rivets. There's the difference. Let me show you here. Oh, that is a pop rivet. Let me get the focus on. See that little pin right there? That one's a little loose. Well, it was just a paint. Okay, but that pop rivet, see this pop rivet here? These are all pop rivets all the way across. Okay, that's another reason I don't take the sheet metal off or the sealing off, because look at how many rivets there are just on one bow, all the way across here. Look at all them. And I'd have to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of those rivets I'd have to take out. And there's at least 100 rivets in each one of them. That's a lot of work. So that's why I'm leaving the sheet metal on the ceiling in, okay? So leaving the sheet metal on the ceiling in, leaving the walls down here, pointing right here along the side, all that I was going to take off and put foam insulation in. And I'm seeing how much work that is. I'm like, it's not worth it it's a little bit better R value, but still, you don't need it when you're going to be in 70-degree weather. That's the whole idea of this bus, is to go where there's 70-degree weather. So instead of taking the floor up, I'm going to leave the rubber mat down for now. It'll eventually come up, but for now, I'm going to leave the rubber floor mat down so I don't track up all the goo, okay? I'm leaving the ceiling in, so I thought, well, let's start doing the windows. And as I'm taking the windows out, I'm thinking more and more about all those rivets, and I'm thinking, okay, what I was planning on doing is taking all those rivets out and putting 1, 2, 3, okay, from here all the way back to there, one big sheet of steel, sheet metal, and put it in there and then put rivets back in. So it's just one thing of sheet metal, all right? And then I got to thinking, that's a lot of stinking work. And I know there's guys that do this for a living, like like Great Dane, repairing traders that have been wrecked and stuff. That's what they do. They they pop rivets out, they pop rivets in. They work with sheet metal. All right. So let me go sit back down and talk to you a little bit more. All right. So facing the wrong way. All right. So flap, you got grinding rivets off. It's just a lot of work. Now, there's things where you can use an impact chisel and get some of them rivets off. But when you use an impact chisel, you usually tear up the sheet metal and everything too. And so there's no good way to take it out. It's just lots and lots of work, lots and lots of grinding. So instead of, I called after I got home yesterday afternoon, I called a friend of mine, a guy I know. He's not really a friend, but a guy I know. And he painted my trailer for me years ago. And he painted, that truck that Kirk has up in Kansas, the one I used to own, and Kirk bought it, and it's a farm truck now, that blue T660. Okay, he painted that. He's got a paint shop there in Fort Worth. He painted that truck up. And when I bought my reefer, he painted the reefer up for me and all that kind of stuff. So I've had a little work done with him, and he remembers me for some reason. I don't know. He's just got a good memory, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I called him yesterday. Hey, how you doing? This is Stan. He goes, oh, hi, how you been doing? One of the first things he asked me is, how's that truck doing up there? Well, your friend that had that truck, where's that from? I said, yeah, it's up in Kansas. He goes, yeah. How's that? And his paint's holding up good. You know, it's a farm truck, so it's, you know, getting its fair share of abuse. But yeah, the paint's still holding up well on it. And he goes, okay, good deal. All right, so so I'm sitting there talking to him, and he is a body man. He's a painter, you know, for semis. You know, he paints semis, and he does all this body work and all. And if anybody knows how to do all this stuff, it'd be him, right? All these rivets and everything. And I called him, and he says, man, I am backed up for about 3 months worth of work. I got about 20 trucks sitting here to paint and everything, and I'm having a hard time keeping labor, and I just can't get into that. I says, really, I can't. I could do it, but it'd be, you know, a long time from now before I could get to it. All right, yeah, I understand. Okay. I said, well, do you know anybody else that could do it? And he goes, well, I said, what about Great Dane down in Dallas there in Irving Boulevard, Great Dane or Utility or, you know, one of those kind of companies. He says they don't want to work on a school bus. They want to work just on their trailers, you know, the semi-trailers. That's what they do, you know. And what you're doing with a school bus, that's considered custom work, and they won't want to do that. I'm like, okay. So, Bam Bam, you got it, Bam Bam. All right, so instead of taking all the rivets out, I got to think I can just put the windows back in, but I don't want the windows there. And it just dawned on me this morning, just as I'm looking at this. I was sitting there talking to somebody on the phone here for a little bit, and it just dawned on me. Oh, and back up. I was asking that guy, you know, well, like sheet metal. I mean, I do it myself. I know it's a lot of freaking work, but I can actually get it done. I can do it myself. I just figured you guys could do it so much more efficiently and better, you know. And I also, you know, hey, after you get it done, you know, give me a quote on the paint job, just painting the whole damn bus, you know, because that's what he does. And he says, I don't know, I'd have to look at the bus and all that kind of stuff and everything. But yeah, and it's like I said, I've got, you know, 20 trucks here. I can't, you know, you'll be at the end of that. So I'll be, you know, November, December before we can get to any of this. Ooh, I need it before that. He says, yeah, it's just busy, you know. And then another thing is paint is so stinking expensive. He said he bought a quart of silver metallic paint. And he said it wasn't Mercedes, but he said it was kind of like, you know, that Mercedes silver. He said he bought a quart of Mercedes silver or silver metallic paint. A quart cost him $600. He says, yeah. So he's giving me some advice on different kinds of paint. I said, well, I was probably just going to go get some like tractor paint from home, you know, Tractor Supply, get white tractor paint, you know. And he says, yeah, that won't hold up. That'll oxidize pretty fast and fade and all that. You know, he says, you know, you ever look at a 10-year-old tractor, they've faded, you know, okay. Anyway, he was giving me advice on different kinds of paint and, you know, what to do and how to prep it and all that. So we talked for a good hour, I guess. Anyway, in that conversation, I asked him, I says, where can I get the sheet metal in? I mean, you know where to go get that stuff. I have no idea where to go get this stuff. He says, Metal Mart. I'm like, Metal, oh yeah. There's a Metal Mart just down the road. Cool, I know where to go now. So, now that I know where I can go, he says, yeah, you go up there with your dimensions and everything, you tell how thick you want it, you tell them what your dimensions are, and they'll, you know, shear cut it, you know, they'll cut it to exact dimensions for you. All right, great. So, I think I'm thinking about this big sheet of steel, you know. And he says, no, do aluminum. Do aluminum. It's so much easier. I'm like, well, but the whole bus is steel. Wouldn't you want to have it all steel? He says, once you paint it, you won't know, you know. And aluminum's so much easier to work with. It's so much easier to drill through, because after you get all those rivets out, you got to drill all these holes and put all these rivets back in. You got to drill through steel, or you get to drill through aluminum. Aluminum's a lot easier. And he says, and that's what all these semi-trailers are made out of, is this, you know, sheet metal aluminum. And he says, yeah, that'd be fine, you know. Okay, so. So I get here today, and I'm walking around inside the bus and starting to try to think of what I'm going to do. And I decide I'm not going to take all these rivets out. I'm not going to take those out. What I'm going to do, instead of, 1, 2, 3, right here, instead of a 12-foot sheet of aluminum metal, instead of a 12-foot sheet of a metal, 25 inches by 12 feet long, instead of one big sheet, I have had an epiphany. What if, let me just use this as an example. Oh, better yet, there's one right there. I'll be right back. Use a piece of wood. This piece of wood looks like it might be just the right size for the demonstration. That's a little too big for it. Go back to a different window. Let's go back to this window. Get you back far enough. Look at that. Now, I'm not going to use wood, people. Don't get me wrong. I'm just showing you as a demonstration using this piece of wood. Get aluminum sheet metal. Make it thick enough where it's not real wobbly. Okay? Make it thick enough where it won't twist and bend easily. Okay? Cut it to the exact size. All right? And put it in here just like this. And put a bead of caulking right here. Push it in, okay? Once it's in, then you go along and caulk it on the inside, on the top and bottom, and it's caulked on the outside on this seam out here. Ta-da! So, now I know I can go down. It'll probably cost a little bit for the cutting and the shearing, but it'll be smaller, manageable pieces, and I won't have to, oh, another thing, one more thing. While we're here, let's just use this right here. Once I put the sheet metal in, and it's in there like this, I've got a gap because there'll be plywood on the inside here. You guys are just too darn short. Straighten me out. All right, I'll put the, I put this sheet metal in here, boom, just like that. Put that sheet metal in there. Of course, it's not near as thick. This is 1/2 inch thick. Sheet metal will be much thinner, so it'll go in there a little bit farther. Okay, put that in, and then on the outside put plywood. In between here and the sheet metal, put foam insulation. Just that great stuff in a can and fill that up. Okay, so what I can do is every other window, I can get a board, clamp it, and once the sheet metal's in, I can clamp a board on here that's about 6 inches and fill it, and put saran wrap, a plastic film over it, or over the board, put it in here, fill it full of crack sealer foam, just up so high so it'll cure. If you do the whole thing, it won't cure because it needs the air to cure. All right, so just do this much of it. Okay, once that's filled in, okay, pull that board off. Now the plastic will keep the glue, the foam, from sticking to the wood. Okay, pull it off, move it up, put it on. Okay, and fill up some more the next day. Okay. And then the next day, pull it up, put it again, and just keep filling that up every other window so I can use that board and I can clamp it. You got it? Okay? Or better yet, I can use a long board just screwed into the stud here. Yeah, maybe I can do that. I don't know. Still working on that. It's plans in progress. So, all right. Now, I haven't been able to read any of your comments because I've been talking and demonstrating and everything. So let's go over here and get some coffee. Yeah, I better get out of the wind for you. How about I just sit in this chair and get out of the wind for you. And we will sit right here. And it's a rocking chair, I forgot. Yeah, about fell on my butt. All right. So, my plan is good, yes or no? thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. This is great. Okay. Tim Bears, good morning. Keep listening. Prayers give us the abundant obedience of faith. There you go, Zena. Thank you. North Star. Reflectix coated sheet foam would also give you a vapor barrier. There you go. There you go. Reflectix coated sheet foam. Yep. Okay. We just buy the thin foam sheet. And that might work too. Instead of spray foam, after I get the sheet metal in and put whatever, that might be just 1 inch, perfect size 1 inch. I can put that pink board, that board foam, put that in there instead of the spray foam. So, but yeah, so let's see, let's read some more of these comments. Last plan, excellent. Okay, projects being made. North Stars, thumbs up. Okay, approval there. Approval. Jahanda Townsend. Okay, thumbs up. Good. Some names I have a hard time. Brenda Jackson, thumbs up. Kim, okay. Everybody sounds like a good idea. Saves me from drilling out all these rivets. I put the sheet metal in there. The caulking will hold it in. Okay. But then what if somebody pushes on that and breaks the caulking? Well, there's a plywood and there's the foam inside. It can't go anywhere. It can't fall inward on the bus. So I think that's my plan, is make measurements of these windows and go out and get the aluminum sheet metal cut just right, and then some kind of caulking. I'm thinking maybe something like an industrial glue, like a hard as, tough as nails or whatever they call it, liquid nails, something like that. I don't know if that would be a good choice there because of the sun beating down on it or not. I don't know. I'll ask the guys down at the Home Depot store what I'm doing, metal to metal caulking, whether it should be a glue or a silicone sealer or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the plan. That's my plan anyway, and. So yeah, it'll save me from having all these rivets. Leave everything structurally solid there, because once you take rivets out, every rivet you take out, the bus slowly gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So the more you leave in there, the more rigid the whole thing is. And then saves you so much work on rivets, so much work. Do one window and see how it goes before you buy the. Yeah, thank you, Andy. Yes, you're definitely right. Flex Seal would seal it liquid, water wise, but I don't know how good it would be as far as a glue to hold it in. I don't know. Hard as nails is Sandy Hands fingernail sealer. What? Okay, hard as nails. Somebody said hard as nails. Hard as nails is your fingernail thing. Liquid nails is the caulking, that you glue stuff with. Flex Seal 3M construction adhesive is great. Better stuff than liquid. Okay, 3M construction adhesive. Thank you. RJ or BJ? No, BJ. Okay, thank you very much. Good. Sheet foam would have saved time. Yeah. Okay. Jesus King. Okay. Just trying to go through Xena. The all important coffee. Yes. We'll go to the altar of coffee. Oh, great, wonderful coffee. Oh, last night I had a scare. Let me tell you about this. I'm going off and doing that other job in August here, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. Probably 3 weeks from now. I don't know the schedule yet. They don't have the schedule nailed down yet, but they will here shortly. And supposedly it's supposed to start in mid-August, and they're going to go to different shows. I'm going to haul a tractor. Use a dually pickup, pulling a gooseneck treader with a farm tractor on the back, going to agricultural shows. Okay, and I'm going to do that for about 4 months. It sounds like. All right. Anyway, the lady in charge of doing all the bookwork and paper, hiring, she sent me a whole bunch of email, PDF stuff to, print out, fill out, and send back to her. I got to go down for a drug test this afternoon, P-test. What else? Just kind of getting the paperwork out of the way right now. Probably a week from now, I'm hoping we'll find out more about the scheduling and when they're going to go and all that. Anyway, in the paperwork, filling it out, one of the things in the paperwork was you have a passport. You know, it's just a questionnaire. Do you have a passport? If so, what's the number? So I put that all in there. The next question, do you have a Vax card? Well, no. No, I don't have a Vax card. So I checked no. Well, last night, she sent emails. I don't remember how they phrased it. Last night, at about 7 o'clock, she sends me a text message. It says, do you have a passport and a Vax card? And I sent back, passport yes, Vax no. Passport number is on the paperwork that I filled out. And then she sends back a text message a little bit later, and I didn't hear it because my phone, the ringer is all turned off. The phone ringer is on, but all the other notifications, text message, email, and all that, I have shut off because I don't know how many times you get a text message at 3 o'clock in the morning or an email, you know, some, you know, just junk email, ding, or you know, whatever, at 3 o'clock in the morning, just enough to wake you up, you know, damn it, and then you can't get back to sleep. So I turn that volume on those off. The ringer is on, but all the other notification stuff is quiet. So when she sent this text message a little bit later, I didn't see it until last night, about 10 o'clock. I was going to bed, setting the alarm for morning, and I see, oh, thanks, we have a situation. Would you be willing to get a Vax card? Uh-oh. And I sit there all, you know, I had a hard time getting to sleep last night because I'm thinking, oh man, it's too late to call her now. It's, you know, 10 o'clock. They're over on the East Coast, so it's, you know, 11 o'clock. I ain't gonna call them that late. Man, oh man. I'm sitting there worried, oh man. And this morning I get up and thinking, man, shit, they're gonna require that I have a vaccine card to do this job, you know. Damn it, you know. Ugh. So this morning, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock to me, 8 o'clock in the East Coast, I called and talked to her about it. And she says, oh no, it's not anything to do with your deal there. What we have is, we have another tour that's going on right now, and they're having a hard time with one of their drivers. One of the drivers they hired for this tour, they're having issues with. We'll just leave it at that, okay? And they're going to be needing to get a different driver. I guess that didn't leave it at that, did it? But anyway, you get the idea. They're going to have to get rid of this driver and find somebody else. And they're looking for a guy that can drive a semi, me. They're looking for somebody that can drive a semi and can take over that tour that he's doing, or they're doing right now. And they're here in America and everything, but they go to Canada. They got about 2 or 3 shows up in Canada. So you have to have a Vax card to get into Canada. And she's went, well, would you be interested in doing that, getting a vaccine so you take over on that route? I'm like, no, sorry, no. And I was so relieved that it had nothing to do with my gig, you know, here in the States, you know, because I'm thinking, sure, you know, throw a monkey wrench in it and I wouldn't be able to go do it. So all's still good, on the run and everything. It's just she's trying to figure out some other, you know, well, we got these guys, you know, they get, I don't know, 50 or 100 drivers working for them on different projects or whatever, or 20 drivers, I don't know how many, but anyway, they're trying to figure out who can we put on this tour that can go to Canada. And she was asking me if I had a Vax card, if I didn't, would I be willing to go down and get vaccinated to get the Vax card so I could go into Canada? And I'm like, you know, if it was something temporary, I might hold my nose and put up with it for a little bit, but a vaccine's permanent. A tattoo isn't as permanent. A tattoo you can get removed. The vaccine, once it's in you, it's in you, period. I'm like, I says, do you realize how I met Matt? You know how I learned about this job? It was because I was on a trucker's convoy protesting the vaccine. She goes, oh, okay, well, never mind. So. All right, what else? What are we reading here? Yep, that's right. Oh, thank God, no. Yeah, don't do the yeah. So, yeah, don't let them fly your plan. Fly your plane. Don't let them fly your plane. I don't know what that means. Amy got retracted. Smarge, no, evil mess. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, no, I'm not getting a vaccine. I wouldn't get a vaccine just to get a job. Simple as that. Okay. I don't know. I imagine there's some scenario. I can't even think what it would be. I'm sure there's some scenario I would get a vaccine but I can't think of what it would be, and I can't think of anything that is so important to me that I would get that vaccine. At least not right now. Maybe something in the future comes along, but as of right now, no. I have no intention of getting a vaccine. No vax, period. Yeah, good grief. Work with your wood. You work good with wood too? Yeah, okay. Fuse It 9-ounce gray all-surface construction adhesive is the best gasoline proof, even if use it on some crazy things after sealing fuel tanks. Amazing good. Fuse, huh? Where would I, overbuilt, where would I get Fuse? Fuse It 9-ounce gray all-surface construction adhesive. Where would I get that? Is that something I get at like a Home Depot or something, or where? But, amen for coffee. Sounds fun. Now, Metal Mart may be a better place for adhesive advice than Home Depot. Yeah, there you probably. So, yep. Oops, I'm late. Linda, where you been? You've been late. Oh yeah, the extra windows I ain't gonna get rid of. I'll just stick them back here in the shop in case for whatever reason I need to, one gets broke or quits working or whatever, I can take it back out. But as it is, there's 11 windows in each side. It's 22 windows. I'm gonna go from 22 windows down to 8. And Rick was like, oh, don't do that because then you can't see out. It's so nice to have all the windows so you can see, have lots of natural light. And blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. But where I'm going to take the windows out, light's not going to come through there anyway because I'd have a piece of plywood in front of it, covering it up for the kitchen or for the toilet or the bath, the shower, closet, whatever. And he's like, I still wouldn't cover them up. You want that natural light? I'm like, yeah, well, no, I don't think so. So anyway, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put aluminum in there. Put aluminum in the windows, probably paint them before I put them in. So they're kind of done, painted white. I don't know if they'll match, but close enough. Time restrictions, I probably won't paint the van or the bus this year. It'll probably be next spring before I can get around to painting it, okay? I'm more interested in getting it physically functioning on the inside to where we can live in it come January. I'm focused on the interior, functioning part of it first. Then the pretty can come later. So, what I'm going to do with the floor, the rubber mat and everything, I'm going to start building, once I get the windows covered up and everything and insulated and all that, once I get that done, then I'm going to go in and, once I get that done, then I'm going to go in and start building internal walls and cabinetry and stuff like that and get a layout, probably blue tape on the floor at first, but then eventually layout, okay, and get that started building on the inside. And once that's built, okay, wherever the countertops come to or the wall or whatever, go along with the knife and cut that rubber mat off, peel that mat up. The other mat can stay up underneath the cabinets, okay, just leave it there. But peel that, where I'm going to put flooring, peel that up. And as I peel it up, start laying flooring down and using the glue that's already there to hold the flooring down, okay? And then I'll get the flooring in, okay? That's when I'll pull the mat up, okay? So there won't be any insulation in the floor other than the 3/4 inch plywood and the flooring itself, okay? But like I said, I don't plan on going to Canada in the wintertime, okay? I don't plan on going to Florida in the summertime, okay? This bus will be going wherever the weather's nice. So I don't feel I have to have that great of insulation. Granted, if I was gonna be in Canada through the winter, a totally different thinking process. Probably wouldn't even bought a bus. I'd probably buy some kind of a box truck and put 4 inches of insulation in it, you know? But I'm not gonna be living in that kind of environment. I'm planning on living in where it's nice weather. So, and traveling to that point. All right, trying to think what it was. Oh, Pam's job. You know, touch on that real quick. Pam's job. She said, I heard you talking about my personal business on your channel. Oops. No, there's no verdict on that yet. She talked to him on Monday. Monday, her boss came to her and asked her to stay a little longer, a couple of months or whatever. And asked her to stay a little longer, and she said, well, I don't really want to, I'm ready to retire, but if you did this, this, and this, and she gave her some, what do you call it, what's the word I'm looking for, not ultimatums, but her desires, her demands, or whatever. She says, if you do this, this, and this, I'll stay, you know, I can stay. And she still hasn't heard back from him yet. One of them was work from home 100%, not having to go into the office. And she's, yeah, that won't be a problem. You can work from home all 100%. Another one had to do with money and things like this. And what about bonuses? I'm going to work here for 10 months out of the year, but I get 0 bonus. I ought to get like prorated bonus, or something. So anyway, she's they're in negotiations. She told her boss, and her boss went up the ladder and hasn't heard back from him yet or something. So still don't know. Friday is Pam's last day, or she's going to work 2 or 3 more months. I don't have an answer for you on that. I understand. I admit was trash talking about your ability to gab with Phil this morning. Accused you of... Stan, I admit I was talking trash about your ability to gab with Phil this morning. Accused you of slipping the Blarney stone through tongue when you kissed it. What? I don't know what that means, Bam Bam. I must be... I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't following any of that, so I don't know what all that means. Somebody's talking trash about me. No, get in line. Another next week, the tooth is coming in next week on the 2nd, August 2nd. Go down to the dentist and get my tooth put in. So I won't look like this no more. I'll look like this. Oh, the cows, all during the day when it gets really hot, they come up and lay underneath this tree in the shade. But right now they're down there they're skinny dipping in the pond. They're down there grazing. A couple of them are in there skinny dipping. So I got skinny dipping cows. Got about 9 of them out there right now. So quite a few. They're keeping that grass mowed down real well. And the grass ain't growing right now because it's so stinking hot. So I don't know. Anyway, what else was there? Yeah, look up bus window. I've already done that. Navazi. Anyway, I've already looked. Yeah, I've done a lot of research on this stuff, and I don't know why. I never saw anybody just. They always pull all the rivets out and put a big sheet metal on there. I've never seen them do just one window at a time like I'm talking about doing. Maybe there's a reason they don't do it. Maybe I'm really screwing up and I just don't realize it. Kissing the Blarney Stone, supposedly the grace you have the ability to yak and BS endlessly. Yes, I have the Blarney Stone, yes. I knew that's what Blarney Stone was. I just didn't know what they were talking about. I have to apologize for talking smack, whatever that was about. Go to a body shop and order it online. Get body panel adhesive. That's what they use when they cut the spot welds and replace, like body panel adhesive. Thank you, Jay Daniel. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll find the right stuff somewhere. I don't know what the name of it is, you know, exactly. I've never done this kind of thing before, so. Bus is gonna look nice parked at Joe Pool Lake. Joe Pool Lake, isn't that under fire right now? Isn't that a bunch of fires out in that area? So. Anyway, I think that's where a lot of the brush fires are at. So what am I doing? If I'm not doing, I can't do the windows right. I took the windows out yesterday instead of doing the flooring. What am I going to do today? I'm going to take the roof vents. I'm going to take the roof vents off today, and then get a measurement of steel, or for a steel skin to go over top of that. And so that's what I'm going to do today, is take those off and get measurements. So when I go to the sheet metal place today, this afternoon, I'll have measurements and everything and try to get that done. And I don't know if it's something I put the order in and they do it and call you 3 months later, or if they do it while you wait, I don't know. I think what I'll do is get one window thing cut and bring it home and look it over and make sure it's right. And then if it is right, order the rest, go ahead and call in the rest again. And there's different size ones. There's the small 23 by 25, and there's the 23 by 32, I think. So there's a couple of the bigger windows. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the big ones, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 10. 4 of the big ones and 10 of the little ones. That's 14. 14 plus, is that right? 14 plus 8 is 22. Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's what I'm, oh, got this in the mail yesterday. I might have to return that, because I've got some rivets I can use in here. And it's more than a rivet tool. It does rivets, but it also does these, what do they call them? Nut zerks. Okay? Nut zerks, where what they do is you drill a hole, and then you put this on there and you crimp it in there. It's like a rivet. It's like a rivet, but it's hollow in the center with thread, so you can put a screw in and out of it. So I might use these somewhere when I'm bolting the walls to the cabinetry to the walls. I'll put a nut zert in there, put a nut zert in, crimp it, and then when I put the cabinet or whatever up against the wall, I can bolt it in and then bolt it back out, if I need to replace it or move it or take it off for some reason. So, what else? I think that's it for now. Just talking yakking. I've been yakking for about an hour now. I guess it's time to get up on top of the bus and start taking them. I already took one of the trim work off the inside. When I take that one off, that was the one that was leaking. Now I can look inside and see if there's any leakage, mold, or anything like that. I don't think there is, but I don't think it was leaking in and coming inside the wall and down. I think it was leaking in and coming right through where the thing was and dripping on the floor. And who knows how long that had been like that. Might be fairly recent. Might have been doing that for 10 years. You just don't know. So, but yeah. I better get busy doing something. So, and now I got to crawl up on top of the bus. And I'm afraid of heights. I I don't mind the height. It's going from the ladder over to the bus. That's what scares the hell out of me, because I think as soon as I go like that, the ladder's gonna go whee. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strap the ladder to the bus so it can't whee and fall away. All right, let's go upstairs. So I just wrapped a bungee cord around there. That will keep it from shifting on me. Still don't like it. Still don't like it. This right here, this is what I hate. I don't know why, it's always bugged me. Going from here to there. It just scares the shit out of me. I don't know why it does, but it does. All right. Let's put you guys right there. Terrifying. Say this old plastic thing is so old, it's dry rotted and cracked and stuff. It's in pretty bad shape. So even if I wanted to leave the vent in here, I'd change it out, put a new one in, because this thing here is just so old. You know, the UV has gotten to it over the years, and it's just not in very good condition. right over here is where it was cracked, leaking, right in this corner. So. Ain't no going back now. Cracked and broken up and out. There's no way it can stay up here. Wires up there, good cut. I got the wires right here for the alarm. In case this is open, there's an alarm for the bus, so it won't let it go in gear or something like that. I don't know how it works, but it keeps it from the driver from driving away with this not intact. So I don't see any place to unplug them. I'm gonna have to go down and get some snippers and snip them off. And I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'll just use a pocket knife. Maybe a pocket knife can go through it. And I don't know how this works, whether the wires need to be separate so it doesn't, or they need to be connected so it doesn't. I don't know. But I'm gonna cut them off back here far enough where I got plenty of extra. There's one. This black putty stuff. Actually, there's two. There we go. That is trash. Oh shoot, I should have brought my putty knife up here. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll get my ladder on the inside and stand up here and do this. Instead of being down here bending down, I can be right down here on level. All right, so that's one. Let's take the other one off. I hate heights. Don't know why, but it just bugs me. Always has. This one looks worse than the front one. It wasn't leaking. Go figure. It's noticeably hotter up here. I'm higher up in the shop. The closer you get to the ceiling, the hotter it gets. And it's noticeably hotter 10 feet off the ground. Or as far as I'm concerned, 100 feet off the ground. You see we got a bunch of corrosion. What this is, all this stuff on the roof, all needs to be sanded off. It's tree sap. You know, sit under a tree for a long time and tree sap got on it. Turned it all nasty. So that's all got to be cleaned off before I paint it. You know, and sanded and roughed up and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how much I have to do up here though, to kind of get the bulk of it off, because up on the top ceiling here on the roof, from I don't know how far on the edge, from there to there, I plan on putting Henry's, Mr. Henry's or whatever it is, Henry's reflective paint. It's a reflective coating that you put on like RVs, and it reflects the sun a lot, and it lowers your temperatures quite a bit. I don't know what magic they use. I don't know what kind of magic they use, but it's called Henry's roof coating, I think, something like that. This is piecing apart. I try to put a pry bar under it. It doesn't seem to want to come loose. Maybe this is why this one wasn't leaking, because it was glued on better. There we go. Headway. Here we go. Where you at? That broke into about 1,000 pieces when it hit. Oh, it helped to take that screw out. One screw left in it. That's it. All right, go down inside. It'll be a lot more comfortable on a ladder inside than it'll be on the roof of this damn thing. Don't like it up here, folks. Just don't like it up here. I think I'll leave you guys sitting right there. Go downstairs. So this is another part right here. I just hate this. See? I just don't like it. Oh. No worries. think I like this a lot better. So, riveting TV entertainment, huh? There you go. I wonder what this stuff is called. It's like butyl tape, I think. I've never seen big, thick, black butyl tape like that. Usually it's thinner, like 1/2 inch and gray. I think they make different sizes of it. Anyway, most of the butyl tape I'm familiar with is not this size. But I'm sure that's what it is, some form of butyl tape. Comes off fairly easy. I'm sure this is 28-year-old butyl tape and it's still pliable. Don't know that. I assume that. Y'all having fun talking amongst yourselves? Oh no, I'm bleeding. I might die. big bowl. One big bowl. Auction that out to the highest bidder. All right, well, I'm going to do the other one, but I'm going to do that off camera. Same thing, just what you just saw, just ×2. I'll do that here. And like I said, I got to leave early today. I got to leave around noon. Go back and let the dogs out so they can pee. But this is warped right here somehow or another. Just the way it is. It's not up here. It's pushed down right there. Maybe I'll step there, or somebody step there and push the metal down. But and right in here, you can't really see. You can't really see because there's a piece of metal. Here's the rib is right here, the rib is right there, and then there's a piece of metal right in here, and right behind that is where the insulation's at. So, all right, let's see. I'll get tools. Take tools down. Be right back. All right, time to take a 5-minute break, talk to you guys a little bit, and then let y'all go about your day. How's that sound? Set you guys out of the wind. Oh, you're too far away. How about, I think you're still out of the wind right there. Good enough. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. 81 minutes, that's enough for today. Let you kind of get an idea of what changed. You know, like I said, this is an evolving process. You got your mindset, your mind idea that you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And as you get into it, you go, I got a better idea, or a lazier idea. So yeah, whew. Not that pooped or anything on that one. It's just getting up on top of that. I just hate getting up there. I don't like height, you know. I used to not be that way. When I was younger, I wasn't that way. I always had a problem getting up from a ladder. You know, you take an extension ladder and you lean it against the guttering on your house, okay? Metal to metal, okay? And you get up there and you step from the ladder, which goes up 3 or 4 more feet above the guttering. You got something to hold on to there, but it's movable, you know? And you get off the ladder and you go to get on the house, and that transition, I mean, it's just 2 seconds, but during that transition, when your weight is on the ladder to when your weight is on the house, there's that transitional moment there. I'm always scared to death the ladder's going, and then woo, off I go, okay? That same height wouldn't bother me if there was a solid rail that I knew wasn't gonna go anywhere. The height doesn't bother me then. It's the uncertainty of the ladder and support system. It just bugs me, it always has. So, I don't know, I'm a wimp. Oh well. What was I gonna? Oh, all right. I'm gonna put you in the wind for just a second here. Turn your camera around. Not bad for what, 4 days. See, I got home Saturday and I tinkered with the bus a little bit on Saturday, just a little bit. I tinkered with it with the idea of, you know, how to take the seats out and the bolts and nuts and everything. And I took 2 or 3 bolts out, and that was about it. And just kind of looked it over so I go home and I can think about it. So I've been out here, what, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday. So that's that right there is 3 days worth of work right there. I wonder how much that stuff weighs. Them windows are actually pretty heavy. You'd be surprised how heavy they are. The air conditioning units are pretty heavy. The windows over here, the heater, air conditioner, those, all 4 of those are heavy as hell. All those chairs they're not light. The benches, they're not light at all. Now the cushions, these are all the back, the seat cushions. The backrests are still on the chair or the benches. But right here's the seat cushions underneath here. And then of course that sheet metal didn't weigh anything either. Of course over here I got all kinds of hoses and pipes and stuff like that came from underneath for the heater. And then right up on top here, that's that rail, that stainless steel rail, handrail that was in the ceiling. I took that off. I'm thinking about putting that right along the edge, right above the windows, right along the edge right there, okay? Somewhere, maybe 6 inches up or something like that. I don't know. We'll see on that. But I've been thinking about putting that railing up there because we're gonna have solar panels up there. I'm gonna have to get up every so often to clean them or whatever. And that's gonna be freshly painted. And I'm taking a ladder and putting it against a freshly painted bus and it'll scratch it up. So if I put that rail across there, I have a place to put the ladder up against and it just touches the rail, not the bus itself. I don't know if I'll do that. That's later on. I don't have to do that anytime soon because that can be done a year from now, 2 years from now. That can be done a year, 2 years from now. Not that important, But I'm going to keep those railings for that reason. And I might come up with a better idea. I might put it somewhere else, do something else with them. One of the other things I need to do, this is something later on, but I need to put some kind of a mounting bracket or something on the back of the bus or somewhere on the bus for a flagpole. Okay, so I can, take a flagpole and put it in there, latch it, be done. And when I'm done, just unlatch it and pull it out, maybe the bottom just be a socket, Ellen, old friend of mine, she wanted to know what happened with my gold chain and my crucifix. The crucifix, where what do you call it? There's the rope chain that went around the neck, the rope chain, and then there's that little loop, and then there's the cross or the crucifix hanging from underneath it, that little loop thing broke, and I lost the cross somewhere in Kansas during harvest about 2 years ago. And then the gold chain broke. It's in the van, and I took it down. I was going to pawn it and just sell it, just get rid of it. And I don't know, I haven't done that. But and then somebody gave me this. It's just a lanyard rope here and a nail. It's horseshoe nails. That is cool as heck. Whoever gave that to me, I can't remember. Somebody, I think it was down in Austin. We went down to the Austin rally. If I remember right, so much happened during that time. So many people. I can't keep track of it. Whoever it was, thank you so much. I just really like this thing, But okay, we got off track here for just a second. Wondering make some kind of little pocket, almost like a cup holder at the bottom, and a bracket on the top, then to clamp tight. That way you can just put a pole, a flagpole, put it in the bottom, reach it up there, and just clamp it and tighten it, and it's in good, and it can't go anywhere. But when you get ready to leave, it's just one bolt, undo it, and pull the flag down, and then store the flag somewhere in the bus. Anyway, or the pole, flagpole, whatnot. Also, that would also not only a flagpole, but also I could make that as an antenna pole. And now what? Nobody. It's the same text, I guess. Anyway, so there's all these little things I've thought about and wanting to do and everything, but priorities. What do you got to do? First of all, you got to get the interior put in. You got to get the water system, the electrical system, the solar panels put on. You got a lot of that type of stuff to work with, to get done. And so, yeah, I have those things to do. But I want to get the functional part of the bus mainly you know, all the pretty stuff can be done later, you know, at a later time. The painting, the inside painting I have to do first, but the outside painting can wait. The flagpole can wait. You know, you have to have the solar up there. You got to have the electrical put in. You know, the batteries put in. Oh, here's a thought. Let me throw this out at you. I don't know how many people are watching. 320 people are watching right now, and I don't know how many people in that 320 that would be interested in batteries. There it is. The Battle-born batteries that are in the van. I've been trying to decide what to do on these batteries. I want to make this system bigger than what's in the van, just because it's a bigger vehicle, and I'm probably going to be running air conditioning at some time with a mini split. Okay, so I want a bigger, robust system. Not a whole lot bigger, but just somewhat bigger. Mainly in battery storage. Okay, in case there's cloudy, rainy days or whatever, you don't have to worry about the batteries running out. I'd rather have a ton of battery storage. And then on those sunny days when it's real nice, they'll top off. And then on the cloudy or rainy days, you have a lot of storage before you run out. By then it's sunny again a couple of days later, and you get more sun, and you know, top your batteries back off again. So what I'm thinking, I've got 4 100 amp Battle-borns in the van right now. I sent an email to Hobotech and asked him opinion on batteries and stuff. I found a battery on Amazon, Amper Time, I think is the brand name. Yeah, I don't want to put a permanent ladder on the back of the Gypsy. I don't want to put a permanent ladder on the back of the bus, because then anybody can crawl up there when I'm not around or whatever. I don't want a ladder. I've got this extension ladder I'll carry with me. I don't want a ladder on the back of the bus, because then anybody can get on the ladder and get up on top, and who knows, you know, steal solar panels or something. I don't know. I just don't want a permanent ladder on the bus. Well, I get sidetracked there. Batteries. So with batteries, I got 4 100 amp hours, so that's 400 amp hours, Battle-born batteries. They're really, really expensive batteries. And I figured just 4 of them for the van, it's enough, you know, and everything. And they're the best they're the best in the business as far as, you know, quality. They're the Cadillac Batteries. And anyway, I was looking on on Amazon, and I come across these other batteries. Amper Time is one of them. There's several brands. Amper Time seems to have the best reviews. Anyway, they make a same size battery as the Battle-born, a 100 amp hour battery, but then they make the bigger batteries, like like the one I showed you underneath this box right here for the shop yesterday. It's that bigger 8D size battery. They're 22 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 9 inches tall, or something like that. So 22 by 10 by 9-ish, something like that. And if you know what an 8D battery is, they're about that size. Well, they have a 200 amp hour battery, which is what I got in the shop here. They've got a 300 and a 400 amp hour battery. And I got to think, okay, the 400 amp hour battery, that's $1,800 times 3 is 1,200 amps or amp hours. Okay, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Okay, won't have to worry about batteries. You know, don't just kind of put them in there and kind of forget about them. Okay, 8 batteries for the bus. Yeah, but anyway, so I have a choice here. I can stay with the Battle-borns. Yeah, I asked him, can I mix and match? Can I just put these Battle-borns in and then throw this big 400 amp hour on? And he says, you can't mix and match. If you got a 100 amp hour battery, you can't put a 200 or 300 or 400 amp hour battery in line with it, because the charging rates or something. The Battle-borns will fill up first, and the other one, and then I don't know. He said it wouldn't work, or it's not advisable to do that. Don't know why. He seems to know his stuff. Tom's pretty smart on technology stuff like that. He knows his stuff pretty well. So he said, don't do that. So I got to thinking, okay, the 400 amp hour, 3 400 amp hour batteries are $1,800 a piece. 1800 times 3, that's $5,400. All right, I can get 4 300 amp hour batteries, which is still 1,200. They're only 1,100 a piece, times 4 batteries. Save $1,000. Got 4 batteries instead of 3, but saved $1,000. Or I can just get the Battleborns, keep them, and then buy some more 100 amp hour batteries, which I have a lot of connections to make, all the crimping, the copper lugs and the cables, and a lot of work there can be done, but you know, more to it. To get 1,200 amp hours, so I got 1,200 or 1,200 minus the 400 I already have. So I'd need 800 amp hours, so I need 8 batteries. 8 batteries times these Battleborns are around $850, I think, a piece. The amp hour ones are $399. So it's $31.92. Okay. Seems like that's the cheapest option, ain't it? Well, if I get this, I'll pay $31.92 for 8 more batteries, so I'd have 12 100 amp hour batteries. Some of them Battleborns, some of them old 3-year-old Battleborns, some of them brand new ampere hours batteries. And they say don't mix old batteries with new batteries. They as they change, they don't charge this. I don't know, but anyway, I'm going with what people tell me on things, on batteries and everything. So $31.92 is the cheapest, but I've got a mixture of 3-year-old Battleborns and 8 brand new ampere time batteries. But if I go back to the 4 300 amp hours, that was $4,400, remember? $4,400. But that's just those 3 batteries, or 4 batteries. I wouldn't be using the Battleborns. The Battleborns would be set aside. So what could I do with them? I could sell them. So if I sold the Battleborns for $500 a piece, okay, $500 a piece times 4 is $2,000. Now it's only $2,400, and I've got a 1,200 amp hour battery pack. That would be, I could run Las Vegas on that. You know, I'd have lots and lots of battery, and it's just one of those. I don't know, but I think that would be enough battery to run the mini split. I might be able to run that all night long. As long as you don't bring it out too cold so it cycles on and off, in the evening, at night. I could run that mini split pretty much all night long, maybe, cycling. Not when it's 100 degrees outside, but when it's 80 and kind of humid, I can run that and keep the humidity out, while you sleep through the night. So I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I mentioned that to Rick, and he's like, "Oh God, what do you need that much battery power for?" I said, "Well, air conditioning, maybe. I want to be comfortable, And so anyway, that's kind of where I'm thinking is just go ahead and buy the 4 300 amp hour batteries. They're brand spanking new, 4 identical batteries. Put them all in as one huge unit, okay, and sell the Battleborns, and the price difference of $2,400. Kind of what I'm thinking. Or I could do the same with the 400 amp hour batteries and buy 3 of them. That's $5,400 minus the $2,000 for the Battleborns. Now $3,400. $2,400 or $3,400. I'd rather do the $2,400 for the 4 300 amp hours. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I don't. What else? Seemed like there was something else I was going to bring up. I don't know what it was now. Oh, solar. I've already got the solar. There's 2 of them. They're in the other room in there. I got 4 on top of the van, which I need to start taking them off here before too long. Take them off of the van. So I'll have 4 off the van plus 2 more brand new ones. They're all identical, the same exact. I bought 2 more of the exact same panels. So I'll have 6 solar panels. I'll put them on the top of the bus. And here's the bus. Here's the roof. It's not flat. It's curved, right? So here's the curvature of the roof. Okay. And let's say this is a solar panel. here's a curved roof. If I put them right here, they lay flat, right? But the farther I move them to the edge, the more they'll tilt, right? All right. So what if I mount them over here? Here's the edge of the bus is my fingernail right here. That's the edge of the bus. So I put them about right here, and that's as much as they're going to tilt. Okay. All right. Now if the sun is over there, that's not good. But make them where they can tilt. They can flip them up this way. Okay. I can tilt. Leave them mounted down here. But if I have to park in a certain way, I can tilt them up this way toward the sun. Okay. But for the most part, I actually put this on the wrong side. For the most part, they're parked right here. I just turn the bus around and always park in a certain way to where they're facing. So basically, I put them on the driver's side of the bus up here. And I'd always face the bus to the west. That's good because the door would be to the north in the shade. And the solar panels are aiming toward the sun in the southern hemisphere, southern sky, right? That's kind of what I got in mind. And I'm going to probably mount them the exact same way as I mounted the others. I'll get that unistrut or super strut, whatever you want to call it. Super strut's what I always heard it was called, but other people call it unistrut. It's different brand names, I think. So I'll get that super strut, put two rails of super strut down there, mount the panels on that, but on one side have the hinge, on the other side have some kind of a prop system where I could lift it up and put a prop in there. You know, I have flexibility that way. But for the most part, always face west with the driver's side facing the sun and the passenger side facing the north, so you can stand or sit in the shade outside the bus, you know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So, and as far as the air conditioning, if I'm running the air conditioner during the day, from what I've read and learned, I think a mini split will pull about 400 or 500 watts. Okay, 400 or 500 watts, and I'll have 1260 watts leading toward the sun, or turn around the other way and lift it up leading toward the sun. I have plenty of solar throughout the day. Even though I'm using 500 watts, there's still 500 or 600 watts still coming in that will go to the batteries and charge the batteries up for the nighttime. So I can run the air conditioner during the day while the sun is shining and it's hot. I can run an air conditioner during the day, and then as soon as the sun goes down, it cools down. Be able to turn the air conditioner off, and then the batteries will still be mostly charged, if not fully charged, to get you through the full night, whether you run the solar or the air conditioning or not, or the heater. In the winter, you'd run the heater system, you know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And Rick was like, just go get you some big 300 watt panels and put 2,000 watts up there, and you don't have to tilt them or nothing. Yeah, but that's a whole bunch of solar I'd have to buy again. And I already got them flat panels on the roof, and I ain't taking them off. They're up there. I ain't taking them boogers off. So I think I got the idea. I don't know. I just always try to park facing west, like I said. And I know that can't always be done, but for the most part it can, I think. And even if you're not pointing straight west, if you're pointing kind of northwest or something like that, the afternoon sun will be up there and it'll be at the right angle. Or if you're facing southwest, and, northeast to southwest, you get the morning sun real bright and it'll charge them up. As long as you somehow are facing to the south, southeast, south, or southwest, west, or northwest. At least throughout the day, somewhere in the cycle of the sun, you're going to get a good full charge out of those panels to fill the batteries up. That's what I'm thinking. So, all right, well, enough of this. I've been on here 100 minutes, so we will go on, and I'm going to go ahead. What am I going to do? Oh, I got to take that other panel out and clean up the goop. I clean that up. Start cleaning the putty and stuff out of the windows, and by then it'll be noon. See, it's 9:30 now. By the time I clean up the windows, when I pulled the windows out, they had all this putty and stuff that's in there. Kind of like that black stuff that I took off the roof, but this is kind of a gray stuff. Anyway, I can get in there and clean that up. I think I'll spend the rest of the day doing that until around lunchtime, and then go home and let the dogs go pee-pee. So, Then I got to go do a drug test this afternoon, and then go down to Metal Mart and ask them about sheet metal. So here we go. Y'all be good. We'll see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Adios. Bye-bye. The old Lawrence Welk song. Au revoir. Adios. Au revoir. Until we meet again. I can't remember the words. I did that one day. I was trying to think of just what I just did. And in the comments, somebody sent me the whole lyrics to that song. Oh, gotta love you people. Gotta love you people. Oh. All right, y'all be good. Take care. Bye-bye.